Thanks for staying with us. Just as our last caller mentioned, the real issue, there's lots of issues Nigerians are really concerned about coming from the National Assembly, and is worth talking about. One of which is the proposed 70 billion naira palliatives to its members of the National Assembly, and the proposed 40 billion naira, which is expected to buy SUVs for our lawmakers. Many people have come out to condemn these figures. Some have said that it completely derails the trust Nigerians are trying to have for this new government. What are your general thoughts on it? We're going to bring in an expert later on to share with us his thoughts on this and how it's going to affect the economy. But if you also recall, the president had actually gotten approval of 500 billion naira to be shared to 12 million households, about 8,000 naira per household. And many have also condemned that offer, saying that it is not what is required. It's not even enough to help anybody, to help a home in the first place. So what are your general thoughts on this? These are delicate times because this new government is trying to set things in place. However, when we see numbers like this as palliatives, as more numbers to purchase SUVs, Nigerians have a rethink of, okay, is this government really in the way to take us away from poverty? What are your own general thoughts? As I said, we're going to bring in an expert later on to shed more light on this. But you can call us on 081 076 41687, 090 440. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. All right, so who'd like to go first? Okay.
So the Senate, taking up the first thing, which is 70 billion, which is going to the lawmakers. They want to use it to do lifting the face, renovation. And they explained to Nigerians to understand that it's not just about House of Assembly members. It's not the House of Rep or the senators that are there alone, that there are loads of workers that work within the National Assembly that are also in that facility. And the facility is an eyesore. That many senators are coming in with their own furniture and bringing in their own stuff. And I read it and I see a group of people that have such huge disconnects from the reality of the average Nigerians they are meant to represent. So because if you know what Nigerians are going through, you will not be saying things like that. It is like when I was explaining to someone that, things are hard, though, that I was trying to buy a carton of chicken. And the guy looked at me and said, you are not getting, when you say things are hard, you don't understand things are hard. That is not a carton of chicken, things are hard. That because for him, things are hard is like, I'm trying to get a derica of rice.
To eat.
And I got a derica of rice and I was wondering how my family would eat this rice for the weekend, when in actual fact, that rice is one meal. So I knew at that point that, yes, I could be analyzing things are hard, but I did not understand things are hard in another level. So we have a lot of our leaders who are thinking and feeling and expecting us to understand things are hard, but they do not have any idea what the people they are representing are going through. You are talking about 70 billion to fix facility, that you are bringing chairs and bringing... You are talking to people that cannot afford to transport themselves to work, who cannot eat meat for weeks. They don't have any form of protein in any animal protein in their food because they cannot afford it. So the reality is there's such a huge disconnect between those representing us and the people they are representing, and we need to inform them. We're not yabbing you, we're letting you understand that that's money you are putting down. You are not, there's no correlate that you understand what your citizens are going through.
Let me come to somebody else for the initial thoughts before I say my thought. Yeah.
You know what I said earlier during the newspaper review? I'm lamenting. In fact, before I even got to work, when I heard this being discussed, I said, we're lamenting what we lament every 4 years. It's just like a rite of passage right now in our democracy or administration, whoever comes in. And I feel like the legislators just wait us out. Give them 2 weeks. They will talk about it. They'll complain about it. We move on and move on to other things. Personally, as a Nigerian, and given what I am going through, what many Nigerians are here, we hear going through, I just feel it's ill-advised, ill-timed, ill-thought. It makes no sense. It makes no sense that we started off with this administration hearing about the sacrifices we had to make. you know, hearing about the, especially the last administration as was leaving, and this one was, this new administration, taking away of the fuel subsidy, we were told that this is a period that we'll need to retighten, because we've been tightening our belt, retighten the belt, wear it like a corset, and then we hear that monies are being put aside to fix, you know, things that don't seem, like, they don't seem urgent. These are not things that are life-threatening, you know? These are things that we can manage, we can wait. Let's see how much money we make. Let's see how Nigerians are coping. We're talking of food security. We're talking of people that wake up and there's no food on their table. We're talking of going to the market and we don't have the money to buy food. We're talking of families who were okay, middle class, all of a sudden, you know, they're actually counting their coins. Then we're talking of those who used to count their coins and they're scared what the next meal is going to be. So for me as a Nigerian, this doesn't seem right. This is not what I want to see that we're discussing.
You see your thoughts?
Nigerians have always believed that their government does not care. And for once, I was hoping that this would be different. But it still takes me back to the beginning of things, how we have always done things, how politicians have always put their interests first before the interests of the people they are meant to serve. I've always said that you shouldn't take leadership as a full-time job, because if you are working normally, you are paying bills, it's coming out of your own pocket, your own sweat, you would understand not to make some outrageous orders. You understand how to, when you say the people are going through this, because you're going through it with them, you would understand, you will wear their shoe and you have empathy. It seems like the government does not have empathy for its people. We have how many million children that are out of school? We have how many businesses that have collapsed just because of this fuel subsidy that was removed? We have so many things. People are crashing daily. There are no good health care for a lot of people. Access to quality health care. Is it now access to quality education? We need everyone to sit down and say, this is how we are going to sacrifice. So the government keeps telling us, you have to bear this for some time, you have to sacrifice this for some time, but it's not showing any form of sacrifice on their path. And tomorrow you will come and say that Nigerians are not trusting the government. How do you expect Nigerians to trust the people that they see who are ready to just spend the money that we do not even have? They are talking about buying new vehicles with about 40 billion. Why are we going to buy brand new vehicles? 100 million for one. For what? In this time, this is not the boom time. How many Nigerians can afford to even have a rickety car? How many Nigerians? Don't look at the middle class because you think they have. They do not have. A lot of them are going to be, a lot of kids, if what care is not taken, are going to be out of school this September by the time they resume. People are moving their children from different schools, trying to find what they can just manage so that everybody does not stay at home. Are you looking at all of those things? Are you considering it? Are you coming? They say if you have to come to equity, you have to come with clean hands. Are you coming with clean hands to say, Nigerians, please bear with me. We're all working together. Or you are sitting in your largesse and telling us to bear with you.
You see, when I saw this story, I remembered every morning when I come to work, when I come to the makeup room, it's one of the most appalling places to be sometimes. When I look at where I have to do my makeup, not because TVC doesn't care, but I remember TVC had a world-class makeup room when the building burned down during NSAS. The whole building came down. We had a well-thought-out makeup, beautiful office. Unfortunately, it got burnt. But now we're using a substandard makeshift place to do our makeup. Sometimes when I enter that place, I'm seeing flies here, I'm doing this, I'm like, oh my
Wall
God.
geckos.
Wall geckos, you know. I'm like, oh my goodness, how I remember the good old days. But we have to manage. The company is not going to overnight get us a fantastic building. Right now, where we are, we have our 4 or 5 shows using this space. Why? We are improvising. Because the truth is, we can't have the Naija that we built many years ago. Naija went down. That was the good old days. The same thing. That's a private company making a decision. Guys, please manage where we are until maybe the funds turns around and we build you a new place. Same thing here. A government just went out. What exactly happened to the building you're using? What is it, electricity? Where they took the power with you, or they took the electricity, they took the furniture? What exactly happened? So we need to sit down and come back and say, what exactly do we need this 70 billion naira for? So everybody's managing somehow.
Yeah.
You know, and 40 billion naira for vehicles. You know, I think somebody was mentioning before that it seems like we need like an independent company, like who handles these things, where from you being either a lawmaker, local government, see, if we had one body that monitors what you get as a local government chairman, to a lawmaker, to a governor, to a senator, I know how many cars you have. So if you're coming into the National Assembly, you don't need any extra cars because in your history, we heard about 2 cars with you and somebody's maintaining it. There's a database that analyzes who has what because we have ex-governors there. I'm sure they have vehicles.
They're going to be getting new cars too.
So these cars, right, where are they going? From their
So,
homes in
what do you call
Abuja
that
to
thing?
their home, to the office?
The inspections, where they have the constitutional requirement to
Do they
inspect.
need
Those cars are
SUVs
for
for
those
that?
cars,
Those
those
are luxury
fancy
cars.
luxury cars are for
So
the inspection.
Their lives are very, very important too. Our senators cannot, House of Rep members, their lives are being threatened. So if it is not bulletproof and they now shoot the House of our Speaker or they shoot, we cannot, the insecurity challenges that Nigerians are facing is too much. They have to get them bulletproof cars.
Wow.
And
He's
also,
sarcastic now.
of course, I'm being sarcastic. Of course, and as well, how can the people that they have money before, do you know how many of our senators and House of Rep members had to take less pay to come and serve us? Many of them, they'll say like, they'll tell you that I used to earn more money as a, before I came into this space.
So why are you coming?
Then I wonder, and then they tell you how the bills they have to pay, all the sacrifices they are making because they are serving Nigeria. This doesn't reflect, we don't see this. What we see is the fact that you are living a very, very comfortable life. And we had to, do you know the sacrifice many Nigerians are facing? People stopped buying, I used to, fuel for me, filling my tank was like 12,000 naira, now it's 38,000 naira. And I am forcing myself every day to look at it and wonder, how am I going to balance this account? And somebody is having the opportunity.
Making personal sacrifices.
My office sent me a message that for every time we go for site inspection is 40,000 naira. Are we going to be going every week? Because if we don't sell if we're not selling, then we're wasting money for site inspection. So businesses are tightening.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're not doing the same thing. What are we doing?
Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring in our expert. Hopefully, he would help us understand what we don't see.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.